Damn, that sun is bright. I don't know if I can even read the names. All right. What's up, everybody? Hey, Debbie up there in Boston, and Bill Augerman. Hi. Eton, what's up, Eton? How's it hanging? You know Lisa Connor, it's hanging to the left. I tell you every single time you ask. What's up, Robin? How are you? And Daniel Connolly, good morning. Oops, good morning. I'm used to saying good morning. Hello, Randy. How are you? It's, yeah, I know. It's good afternoon. Good afternoon as the sun goes down. Sorry I wasn't on the live stream this morning. The one kid started school yesterday and the other kid started today, so I wanted to make sure she got up and running properly. And right around the time we do these live streams is usually when she starts getting everything together for her day at school. And I just wanted to make sure that her area was cleaned up and her iPad was fully charged and she had something in her belly and that she had her hair did a little bit and had a nice little outfit on. You know, parent stuff. What's up, Rich? How are you, buddy? Anyway, wow, it's bright out here, but that sun is nice. How's the wife feeling? She's doing all right, man. Thanks for asking. We're... what are we, I'm trying to think really fast, 18, 19 days in since she broke her shoulder in 2 places after that ice storm. I can't believe it's been 18 days. That's insane. Her next doctor's visit is a week from Thursday, and if the x-ray shows that that damn thing didn't move again, then no surgery. So we're keeping our fingers crossed, but they're thinking that it's going to heal just fine. You know, she'll have to do the rehab and all that shit. So, but thanks, man. Thanks for asking. That means a lot. I appreciate it. All right. Vincent Scaramuza, we're going to get the sunset like this for a week straight. All right. Although it's going to dip behind those clouds in a minute. And that'll be nice because then I could really see the comments. Snowing in New Hampshire. My neighbor out here, I am so jealous. Their son took off, said, fuck this, took off to Utah for a month to ski with his buddies. And, you know, he's a youngster. He's in his early 20s, a graduate. He's got his whole life ahead of him. And I believe he's not too worried about the damn coronavirus. So they got an Airbnb out there in Utah for a month. He's already got a little job in the city that he could do online, and he took off. And I'm jealous. I'm not going to lie to you. I want to ski, and I want to also not be afraid of the coronavirus. And I've said this over the last bunch of months that if I was younger, I don't think I'd be as scared. I think I would be living my life. So... how's everybody this afternoon? You guys are good? Pia saying sorry that she missed yesterday. I like that. I like that it's that important to you that you try to, you know, tune in every time we're live. So no worries, man. Larry King has the Rona. Yeah, but he's kicking ass with it. He's in the hospital for like 2 weeks. I think he's on the mend. I think damn Larry King. Now, why would I say damn Larry King? I like him. He came on the show and he was very entertaining, man. That old codger could still get it done. He's well into his 80s. Did somebody just give me some stars? Jennifer did. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. Anyway, so what's going on, man? First of all, I'm really, really mad. Give me a moment to get into it. Oh, I forgot to bring my little juice up here. Some days when I turn this on, well, there's three things I drink when I turn this on. In the morning, obviously, it's coffee with no booze. And then, you know, in the afternoon, maybe it's a beer as the sun's going down. Or it's one of my juices as I continue to do a lot of that juicing. So I got one of those grass clippings in a bottle things. I just went to the supermarket, and every time I go to the supermarket, I make sure I get one of those grass clippings in a bottle. I didn't eat lunch. I'm an idiot because I'm off the sugar. I'm off the sugar. I'm trying to do a lot more vegetables. I haven't reached for a snack or a little treat. Oh, treat yourself. You're working so hard on the podcast, and you're doing so well as a father. Why don't you treat yourself? You got Christmas cookies on the counter. Just treat yourself. You know what that means. Every time you walk by the counter, you just grab one. By the end of the day, you've had 5,000 calories in Christmas cookies alone. And then you treat yourself at the end of the day. It's just a little ice cream. And if I find a small bowl, or I trick myself by putting ice cream into a water glass, one of those small ones. I don't know how many ounces is a small water glass. But then, because, we're all gluttons by nature, then I try to figure out how much ice cream I can shove into a small water glass. I could have some of the ice cream spilling over the sides because it's in a small water glass. I might as well put some chocolate syrup on it. Why not? Oh, God. So the kid said, you know what, he's got to dial it back. So Christmas was the last day that I gorged myself on sweets. It's a 6-ounce Ben Perry, 6-ounce water glass. All right. Thank you, Ben Perry, all the way up there in Santa Rosa, California. You're going to get this sunset a little later today there, Ben Perry. Giving you a little preview. All right? All right. Chris Rocco, nice view, boss, man. So, yeah, Christmas was out of control. And so I said, that's it. I'm off the sugar. Although, as soon as you start looking at labels, there's sugar in everything. And if you're addicted to sugar like I am, and they say the addiction is worse than being addicted to cocaine, man, do you find little tricks to get a little sugar in you to stop the irritability and dare I say the sugar shakes. Oh, my daughter left a little ginger ale on the counter. It's not a full can. It's like a third of a can. Jesus. It's so bad to be addicted to sugar, man. I hate it. But anyway, since Christmas, did all right until New Year's, because then, you're like, well, it's New Year's. It's not really going to count tomorrow, because tomorrow's a new year. And who doesn't love a half a strawberry rhubarb pie as part of their New Year's celebration? Oh, we had to stop at a farm stand on the way home from the doctor appointment for my wife. And there it was, the strawberry rhubarb just staring me in the face. And then I reasoned with myself, and I'm like, well, the kids would love this, and of course I wouldn't mind a slice. Yeah, but you're not doing sugar anymore. Yeah, but this is the last day of the year, so it's not really going to count. And then if I can control myself and only have like one slice or two slices, who's looking? And I ate half a pie. I think because I was so furious at stupid Ryan Seacrest as I was trying to watch the New Year's coverage. He stinks. He is terrible. And then I guess he was trying to do the right thing by like celebrating. That's supposed to be a massive party every year in Times Square. And of course they had to do it differently this year. And there's goofy Ryan Seacrest with a mask on. God, if that's not a buzzkill on New Year's. You're representing everybody. You were allowed in Times Square. None of us were allowed. And you're like, take off the goddamn mask. You're the only one in Times Square, you goody two-shoes. God. And I'm a mask wearer. So I think that infuriated me. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to have another piece of pie. And because it's the last day of the year and I'm off sugar, why not just put a little whipped cream on top? Or is it whipped? Do you have to say whipped? Whipped cream on top. And then New Year's came and went, and now we're back on the no sugar thing. And man, I just went to the supermarket. You know, I can't have my kids suffer. So I got them chocolate donuts. I got them caramel sauce. I got them strawberry ice cream. I got them cookie dough ice cream. I got them cookie dough yogurts. And I ain't going to have any of it. I know I won't. Because I ran out of excuses. So, I'm a little irritated. Just a little bit. Is bourbon sugar? Well, I don't drink, man, you know what? I do have a couple bottles of bourbon. And Santa Claus gave me some bourbon ice cubes that you put in the freezer all nice in a fancy little ice cube case. You can't call it a tray. A tray is like white trash. This is like a black thing, and it has a cover, so you put the water in, and then you cover it up, and I think you can put even more water in the top in a tiny little hole, and it makes giant ice cubes for the bourbon. So if I have a glass of bourbon, I mean, I'm not really a huge bourbon drinker. I'm not going to count that as not having sugar. And then, of course, you guys know that I like the fruity beers. I'm not going to count that either. Maybe I'll call that my cheat day, having a fruity beer. So that leaves a lot of smoothies, you know, with the fresh fruit that also has the sugar in it, but it's not processed sugar. So I think that's okay. And pineapple certainly makes those grass smoothies taste better. So there we are as the sun goes down. That's what I'm thinking about today. I can't Ben Perry, I haven't counted beers in how many years? How many years you haven't counted beers? 20 years? I don't know, man. When I get off the sugar, though, I lose a quick 10 pounds. My skin looks insanely better. My eyes are like really clear. The whites in my eyes. And I just feel so much better. If you could get through it, though, because you crave it. Those stupid sugar documentaries got me all scared over the years. But I don't know, man. And then if you do like get pushed past the point of craving it as you're trying to not have it, all of a sudden sugar doesn't taste good anymore. But it's always calling you. Oh, and it knows you'll be back. Oh, it knows. It knows you'll be back. Yeah, sugar detox is brutal. That's why I'm still talking about it right now, because it's the only thing I'm thinking about. That and my shitty building in New York City. I got an update for you. Got a little update for you. The people that are with me every day on the live stream, I discussed my shitty building in New York City. So let's see. I pay, safe to say, 15, geez. I pay $5,500 a month maintenance charges to live in my building in New York City. That has nothing to do with your mortgage. And it has nothing to do with the parking, which is another $600 a month. I guess if you're paying that much money, you want to feel like you're living like a rock star. And they're just shitty in this building. We've had so many issues I can't even tell you. And a couple issues I can't even talk about. Let's just put it that way. The ones I can talk about, we had a neighbor, a miserable neighbor, you know, lifetime bachelor who hates kids, who's convinced that my kids are up at 3 in the morning playing basketball in our apartment. I think I told you that story. And playing a piano, by the way. I do own a basketball, but I don't own a basketball hoop. And I don't own a piano. And this guy is convinced, even though we've told him a million times that our kids are not up at 3 in the morning. And I'm fortunate enough to have a big space. And the space he's talking about above his apartment, we don't really use that much. So he's written nasty emails. He's left notes on our door. And basically one time said, you know, if you can't control your kids, why did you ever have them? You know, fun stuff like that from this lifetime bachelor. Then he got the building involved, and we're like, we're not even in the city. That's how we finally got him. We told the building manager, we're like, yo, coronavirus. We haven't been there. Is he still complaining in the last 10 months? Yes, like on a regular basis, on a weekly basis. Well, we finally got him. We're not even there. Everyone in that building knows we're not there. Go up to our apartment. You'll see just packages piling up outside our door. We're not there. So that guy finally went away, kinda. But he's always sniffing around because he's convinced that we have a piano and that my kids like to play basketball at 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning. He didn't say in the afternoon. He says every night at 3 in the morning he's waking up because he hears a bouncing basketball. And we're like, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe the sound is drifting through the pipes or something. I have no fucking idea. So that was problem number one. And then, like, the building sort of took this guy's side for a little bit and then just decided, you know, they better check things for themselves because I guess the guy called and said, look, it's happening right now. And it was, I don't know what the time was. I would say around dinner time. And they're like, aha, we'll catch them in a lie. So the building just goes into our apartment, even though we're not there. And they take a look around. And then they report back to the guy, yo, they're not there, so it can't be them. And that wasn't good enough for the guy. You sure they're not there? Are they hiding? Are they doing an Anne Frank on us? Anyway, so that guy, you know, he's sort of out of our lives. So that was one of the issues. And then I told you about the issue where when the coronavirus started, the pandemic, we did the right thing and we shut off everything in our apartment. I mean, everything. No heat. No lights, no water running, no AC, nothing. Oh, and I got a water story too, but let me finish this. So I go back a couple months ago and there's steam just pouring out into our apartment. I guess these units are set in such a way, and they're all really old units, that even if you turn off your unit, the steam has to still go through your unit for the rest of the building. So I guess our unit was busted. I don't know how it could break if it was turned off for months. And the steam was just pouring into our apartment, ruining our windowsill and ruining our wood floors and a couple other things. I think I told you I got on the phone with the building manager. You know, you figure you pay $5,500 a month for what? I couldn't tell you. So they could wear white gloves and open the door for you when you come and go. A service I personally don't give a shit about. Oh, and they deliver packages to your apartment, I guess. They'll call up and say, hey, I got a package for you. Are you home? Yeah, of course I'm home. I'm talking to you, you idiot. Can I bring it up? Yes, bring it up. But anyway, so for the $5,500 a month, I assume that they would try to help the residents. So I called the building manager about the steam pouring into our apartment, ruining our wood floors, our windowsill, and he goes, yeah, that's not our responsibility. I'm like, what are you talking about? Our units are off. You can see they're all off. This is your responsibility, and you ruined our wood floors and our windowsill. It's a few $1,000s worth of damage. Well, that's why you have homeowners insurance. There's nothing we could do. So that's in the back of my mind, right? So I go back, you guys know, about a week and a half ago. And I I don't really talk about this, but I have to for the sake of the story. But because we're not there and there's some downtime, we decided to renovate a nice chunk of the apartment, a nice chunk. So one of the rooms is completely done, brand new wood floors, brand new paint job, blah, blah, blah. And the construction guys left at the beginning of the pandemic. So they haven't been around in a long fucking time. And the apartment was sealed up nice and tight because we're not going to be there. So I go back about a week and a half ago and I go into one of these rooms that we just had finished. The window's wide open. And those horrible storms we had recently, the water was just pouring into this room and it ruined the wood floor for a big chunk of it. And the paint, because the water was just pouring in around the windowsill all the way down to the floor, is completely bubbled and ruined. So we're going to have to pretty much, repaint a big chunk of the room and replace the wood floor. So the guy finally got back to me. And I said, well, no, my wife took this one on because I swear to God at this point, well, I better not say what I want to do. You can just imagine. So she has to be like the cooler head to prevail. And the guy just gave us the runaround and he goes, I asked my guys, and when you go in and out of these apartments, there's a record of it. And they went in and out of our apartment again with an exterminator. Because they're worried about the cockroaches and possibly the rats, crawling up through the pipes. And he goes, I asked my guys, and they said they didn't open any windows. I'm like, okay, that's all well and good, but they had to have. We haven't been there. There's no reason why we would ever open up a window in a room we're not even using. We had that sealed up tight before we left the city. He goes, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Yeah, thank you, Mark Daniel. Crazy talk. $5,500 a month. Thank you. And we get nothing for it when you have a real issue. So the guy's like, yeah, my guys are trustworthy, and they said they didn't open the window. And I'm like, holy shit, you piece of crap. Why would they admit they opened up the window? That would be their job. I would lie in that situation. Lisa Connor says, sell that place. Yeah, it's got some bad energy. We'll figure it all out. So I just said, you know what? Well, guess what? I already held back the Christmas tips because of the steam problem. And now I'm holding back the maintenance charges. So now it's going to be a thing. I'm like, all right, well, we're not paying the maintenance charges until this is taken care of properly. So you could kiss the $5,500 a month goodbye. And you could give me late fees and do whatever you have to do. You're not getting a penny from us until you do the right thing. No one ever does the right thing. They always find a way to weasel their way out of a situation. So I'm kind of in a bad mood because that just happened before I turned this on. They will sue me. Oh my God. Good God. They're gonna put a lien on my apartment. Good God. Good God. I hope they do all of that. $5,500 a month and no happy ending. Nope, no happy ending for the kid. And I should add, I said I had a water issue too. So yeah, I don't know the timetable on this one, but basically they needed to get into our apartment. We weren't there once again. We spent a lot of time, way out here on Long Island because you don't have to deal with fucking human beings. And they had to get in the apartment. They want to run all the water for whatever reason I don't remember. Keep the pipes, I don't know, healthy? I don't know why. And so, they wanted to run the water for, I would say, whatever, 15, 20 minutes. So you got maintenance guys. They ain't going to wait around in your apartment for 15 or 20 minutes. So they're like, all right, let's run the water in the entire apartment, and then let's go do that other thing. There's always another thing to do. And then we'll come back and turn off the water. Guess what? The water ran for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Not a faucet, everything. Showers and sinks and you name it. For 2 weeks. This isn't a landlord. Oh, yeah, don't even get me started with the landlord crap in New York City. They're even worse. 2 weeks they ran the water, and somehow they weaseled their way out of that one too. Like, shit happens. The good old shit happens excuse. And then they said that it didn't affect our water bill because through the maintenance charges, we technically don't, they don't keep track of the water usage for each apartment or something like that. But we remembered that our maintenance charge for that month was a lot fucking higher, man. And Michael McHale is laughing at me. 2 weeks. Yes, 2 weeks. 2 fucking weeks. The water's just running and running in our apartment. Did I ever tell you about the flood we had in that same apartment? Oh, God. So there's an old guy that lives above us, right? And when we first got this apartment, it's a big space, and it needed a lot of work. So we did, we had construction on, like, the other part of the apartment years ago. The thing was just complete. Drop ceilings, brand new wood floor, everything is painted. And don't even get me started what a paint job in New York City will cost you. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then they claim, well, they're experts at their craft. That's why it costs so much. The guy that was an expert that painted our apartment back in the day a bunch of years ago, I watched him. He was the garbage guy. So as they're like gutting the place and doing all this construction on our apartment, this guy was there just to take the garbage out. Fast forward, that's another story that I'll get into another day. Fast forward a whole bunch of months, let's just say. The guy is now painting our apartment, and he's supposedly the expert. And that's why it costs so much. So the thing is brand fucking new, basically. It's complete. We turned the key from going out or wherever the hell we were. And we opened the door. We're so happy. Oh my God, we got it feels like a brand new place. And what do we see? A waterfall coming from our ceiling. Turns out it was a senile old guy upstairs, and he had some issue with his sink. I don't think there was a pipe attached, and he forgot or something. And then he turns on the water in his sink, and he forgot that he turned on the water. Fast forward a couple hours, because we're not there. There's now a waterfall coming from our ceiling, ruining everything. Everything. And then we had complaints from the apartment below us, and that was an issue. And then we had to get the wood floors redone. And then the garbage man / expert had to, paint the place again, or that section of the apartment. Ah, God, just unbelievable. This is beautiful. Oh my. So that's where we're at today. I don't think I have anything to promote. We are doing those video podcast filing. The first one I put on the main Facebook page, and if you're part of the private Facebook group, when I do the video recordings as we move forward, those people will get to check out the recording of the episode live and get to interact with me and the guests. Just a lot less pressure, because I know when I turn on the video camera, it's going to be a lot of super fans and a small manageable group. And then eventually, because I'm not encouraging you to join the private Facebook group, because it costs a little money. I think it's like $4.99. then eventually I move it to the other Facebook pages and my YouTube channel. So I got that going on, which is nice. All right, guys. I guess that's it. We'll do it again tomorrow, obviously. Hopefully tomorrow morning. I think the kids are going to be back on a regular schedule. They're settling in nicely with their schooling, which is cool. Private doesn't help with the numbers. Well, no. Then, the Facebook group is worth it. Thank you, Tim Kaine. We're going to have some other, perks, I guess. No, it's just a way I can record the podcast and give, like, those people a little something special. But then, I cut it up and put it out as a regular audio podcast right away. So, you're going to hear the content no matter what. And then, eventually a couple days later, then the video will be available for everybody. That's all. I understand that it doesn't help the numbers. I think it's really, really stupid. There's a lot of guys out there that are using, let's just say it, Patreon. Patreon asked me to do a little something, and I wasn't into it. And I hate these guys, and the players, and all of a sudden they tease like, oh, you gotta join the Patreon to hear what we were talking about over here, and they tease like, these episodes that you gotta pay for. I don't like that. I always felt guilty that our fan base had to pay for SiriusXM. To be honest with you, I absolutely felt guilty about that. But we went to SiriusXM at the time because we had no choice. So now that I have the choice, I need to make a little money. I'm not going to lie to you. I got bills to pay as well. But I think I figured out a way to do it where, if you're a fan, you're still going to get the content. No matter what. You'll get everything. But you might just have to wait just a little bit sometimes. Missy says, I don't think Opie wants big numbers. Not anymore. There was a time I obsessed about all that. I told my wife, I'm like, God, if I'm going to put some content out there, I want to make a few bucks. I don't care about the numbers anymore. So that's what I do. Bills to pay, like $5,500 a month. Yes, thank you. You get it. My numbers are stupid. Opie definitely did not feel guilty with the contracts. What are you getting at? I was gonna make a lot of money back then, no matter what. That's my whole point. I wish we went back to regular radio, if you want to know the truth. We brought a huge audience to SiriusXM, and then it was really, really hard to get a new audience. Really, really hard, because if you didn't have the service, we were out of sight, out of mind. I told you, after I left SiriusXM, and we were obviously successful for more of those years than not, I took some big meetings, and a few people were like, whatever happened to you, or whatever happened to you guys? And I'm like, we just did, like, how many years? We did, I did, how many years did I do at Sirius? I did 12 years at Sirius, something like that. 12, more? I don't know, like, whatever. 13, 14 years at Sirius. They're like, oh, you were still there? I'm like, oh my God. Yes. That's the beauty of podcasting and the beauty of regular radio and stuff. Like, you could gain new people. It was really, really hard to gain new people when you did a show for satellite radio. Very, very hard. You needed your loyal following to follow you. And that's another story. And this is too inside. I'm sorry. Because then there's a lot of people that, like, let's say the Opie and Anthony years. There's a lot of people. They're called P1s, P2s, and I think P3s. So P1s is your bread and butter. Those are your loyal fans that will do pretty much anything for you. They'll buy a ticket for a comedy show. They'll buy your merch. They'll make sure they listen to almost every show possible. That's your bread and butter. Then you got what's called the P2s. They like you, and they'll search you out a little bit, but they're not obsessive about it, and they might have other things they actually want to listen to besides you, even during the same time you're doing your shit. And then there's the P3s that will listen to you and go, wow, these guys are kind of funny, you know? But they are not motivated to really search you out and listen to a lot of shows. But if they stumble upon you, they're going to stop for a little while. That's just how the whole thing works. So with satellite radio, you had all your P1s, your loyal fans. They would come rolling in, and we could do no wrong in their eyes. But you lost the P2s and the P3s. You know, they thought you were funny. They kind of liked you. They remember you. They listened to you in the car a bit. But they're like, you know what? I'm not going to pay whatever the fuck the fee was back in the day to listen to these guys. And that was the problem with satellite radio. So as long as you had that loyal fan base, those P1s that would pay that bill every month, you were okay. But, you know, when you're there for many, many years, that shit starts eroding, and you start losing the fan base slowly but surely, and it just, you know, gets smaller and smaller. I guarantee Howard is not even close to talking to the amount of people he did when he first signed with them. Just how it is. That was too inside. I'm sorry. But the P1 stuck around for that rant. I saw a few people leave. They're like, I'm a P2 or P3, so I don't need to hear this. Too funny. All right, guys. I babbled enough. Thanks for checking out everything, you know. And if you're new, because the numbers are definitely going up in these live streams. Look at that cloud. Look at the cloud. Oh, look at the clouds. Yeah, we went to K-Rock too, and I was excited. I thought somehow we could say fuck it to satellite radio and get back doing regular radio. But at that point, regular radio was in a really tough spot. It made it really hard to do anything. All right, we can talk about that another day. But thanks for everything. If you're new to the live streams, I do them almost every day. I'll get back into a regular schedule very, very soon. And, you know, subscribe to the Opie Radio podcast. I would really, really appreciate it. The latest episode is with Judd Jones, my friend, who I met through Vic Henley when he was neighbors with Vic Henley. And he's a very funny comic in his own right. He's out of, where is he out of? Houston, I think? Yeah. Then moved to New York, and then the pandemic hit, and he escaped to Florida. And we had a great conversation the other night, and I videotaped it, and now that the video of that is on the regular Facebook page, so you probably have clicked on it. If not, check it out. I think it came out great. And you get to see me without a haircut for a year. I finally took the hat off and showed Judd what my hair looks like almost a year into the pandemic. I still haven't had a haircut, which is fucking nuts. All right, guys, I'm babbling. Have a good night, and hopefully tomorrow morning. If not, definitely tomorrow afternoon, okay? All right, peace.